After more than half a century of silence, humanity is once again preparing to return to the moon. This time, not for flags and footprints, but for a future beyond Earth. For more than 50 years, no human has traveled farther than low Earth orbit. Now, a new mission is about to change that history forever. This mission is called Artemis II. Artemis II is part of NASA's ambitious Artemis program, a long-term plan designed to return humans to the moon and eventually send them to Mars. Unlike the Apollo missions of the past, Artemis is not about short visits. It is about learning how to live and work beyond Earth for long periods of time. Artemis II is the first crewed mission of this program and the first human journey to the moon since 1972. When will Artemis II launch? According to NASA's current schedule, Artemis II is planned to launch in February 2026. The exact date has not been finalized because human spaceflight always depends on safety checks, system verification, and weather conditions. NASA does not rush missions involving human lives. Every delay is a decision made to protect astronauts. February 2026 is not a promise. It is a carefully chosen target window. Where will the mission launch from? The launch will take place at Kennedy Space Center in Florida, the same historic site that launched the Apollo astronauts to the moon. From this location, the most powerful rocket NASA has ever built will lift off into the sky. That rocket is called the Space Launch System, or SLS. The Space Launch System is the most powerful rocket ever constructed. It produces more thrust than the Saturn V rocket used during the Apollo era. SLS is designed specifically for deep space missions, capable of carrying heavy payloads and human crews far beyond Earth's orbit. On top of this rocket sits the Orion spacecraft. Orion is the spacecraft that will carry astronauts to the moon and back. It is designed to survive deep space radiation, extreme temperatures, and high-speed re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. Orion is not just a capsule. It is a deep space survival system. Artemis II will be the first time Orion carries humans beyond Earth orbit. Who is going on Artemis II? Artemis II will carry 4 astronauts. 3 are from NASA and 1 is from the Canadian Space Agency. This mission represents international cooperation in space exploration. These astronauts are not tourists. They are highly trained test pilots, engineers, and scientists. Their mission is to test every system while flying farther from Earth than any human has in over 50 years. Will Artemis II land on the moon? No. Artemis II is not a landing mission. The spacecraft will travel from Earth, fly around the moon, and return home. This is a critical rehearsal mission. Before humans land on the moon again, NASA must ensure every system works perfectly with a human crew on board. The flight path. After launch, the spacecraft will leave Earth's orbit and head toward the moon. It will perform a lunar flyby, passing thousands of kilometers above the moon's surface. During this journey, astronauts will test navigation, communication, life support, and emergency systems. Then, Orion will begin its journey back to Earth. Why this mission is so important. Artemis II is not just a flight. It is a test of humanity's ability to survive deep space. Low Earth orbit is protected by Earth's magnetic field. Beyond that protection, astronauts face radiation, isolation, and extreme conditions. Artemis II will provide real data about how humans perform in this environment. The role of the moon. The moon is not the final destination. It is a training ground. By returning to the moon, humanity learns to build long-term habitats.
test new technologies, practice deep space navigation, and prepare for Mars. The Moon is the gateway to the rest of the solar system. How Artemis is different from Apollo. Apollo missions were short visits. Astronauts stayed for hours or days and returned home. Artemis is different. This program aims to establish a sustained human presence on the Moon. Future missions will build lunar bases, space stations in lunar orbit, and supply routes. This time, humans are not just visiting. They are planning to stay. Artemis II versus Artemis III. Artemis II tests the journey. Artemis III aims to land astronauts on the Moon. The success of Artemis II will determine how and when Artemis III proceeds. Every system tested on Artemis II will shape the future of human spaceflight. The risks involved. Deep space missions are dangerous. Radiation exposure, equipment failure, and human error are constant threats. NASA studies every possible scenario to minimize these risks. Artemis II astronauts understand that they are pioneers. Their mission carries risk, but also responsibility. Why humans still need to go? Some ask why humans should go to space when robots exist. The answer is simple. Humans adapt. Humans solve problems in real time. Humans make discoveries that machines cannot predict. Robots prepare the way. Humans explore it.
The future after Artemis II. If Artemis II succeeds, humanity will move closer to permanent lunar bases, long-term space stations, and eventual human missions to Mars. This mission is not about one flight. It is about the next 100 years of exploration. Final thoughts. For decades, the Moon watched silently as humanity remained close to Earth. Now, the silence is ending. Artemis II marks the return of human ambition beyond our planet. Not as visitors, but as explorers preparing for a future among the stars. Endline, series continuity. To watch the previous episode of this series, click the link above.